Howdy, howdy, howdy. All right. We are adding and subtracting some decimals. My cat is going crazy, so I apologize on her behalf. Dottie. Sorry, guys. So, we're adding some decimal numbers here. And again, decimals make things look super scary, but if we know the tricks, they're not that bad. So, firstly, they're written horizontally right now. We're going to rewrite them vertically. So, I'll take both my terms here and I'll stack them. The trick when you're restacking them is to align the decimals. Your decimals need to be perfectly on top of one another. Doing so ensures that your place values are aligned. So I've got my tenths aligned up. I've got my ones lined up. Next step, drop your decimal down to your answer. And now we just add just like you have been since grade 1. 4 plus 7, it's 11. Carry the 1. 1 plus 3 is 4. 4 plus 6 is 10. Boom. Done. Just like that. And hey, you got a free answer. Woo! Let's back out of this a little bit. I'm going to make up a random question so I don't spoil any more answers for you. Let's say the terms I had to add up were 3 and 22 thousandths plus 95 hundredths. Again, it's written horizontally. We don't like that. So let's fix it. I'm going to rewrite them so that they're vertical. And again, the trick is lining up the decimals. Oops, that's supposed to be a 2. Here we go. Line up the old decimal. Now notice 95 hundredths. To the left of my decimal is a 0. And then to the right of my decimal is a 9. And that way I know I've rewritten that number perfectly. Yeah, my cat's pretty bossy. If you can hear her, I'm sure you can. Anyhow, now notice now that I've aligned my decimals, you'll notice that this 2 thousandths is over top of nothing. And remember that nothing is really just the number 0. So if it helps, you absolutely can write in a placeholder there. But you don't need to. But if it helps you, do it. Now, before I start adding, I need to drop my decimal down to my answer. And let's do it. 2 plus nothing is 2. 2 plus 5 is 7. 0 plus 9 is 9. And 3 plus nothing is 3. Cool. Just like that, we've got our answer. 3 and 972 thousandths. So let's have a look at some subtraction. And you know what? Just to save us some time, and I'm sure you guys don't love watching me try and scribble online here. Let's just change this one. We'll say it's 3 and 22 thousandths. Subtract 95 hundredths. Boom. We'll be smart about being dumb today. How about that? So the trick with subtraction is exactly the same as the trick with addition. You need to rewrite it so that it's vertical. You need to line up your decimals, just like we already have. Now, the one tricky thing with subtraction that you have to remember is that the order of the terms does matter. The term that's on the very left-hand side has to be the term that's on top, because we're saying it's this very first term subtracting the second one. If I flip them upside down, it'd be 95 hundredths taking away 3 and 22 thousandths. You're going to end up with a negative number. So you have to remember that when you're rewriting them vertically. The first number goes on top. All right, let's take a look. Let's see if we can do this. Now again, let me just erase this. Sorry, guys. Thought this would be going faster, and maybe it isn't. My bad. So let's just say I rewrote these. I rewrote them exactly as they were. 3 and 22 thousandths take away 95 hundredths. Notice again, the 2 thousandths is over top of nothing. And that could be kind of confusing, like 2 take away what? How does that work? Well, remember that nothing is a 0, or rather it's represented by a 0. And this can be pretty helpful when we're subtracting. I encourage you to do that. 2 take away nothing. Oh my goodness, what did I forget to do? I forgot to drop my decimal. It's easy to do. So that's why I always want to check, right? Did I line up my decimals? And did I drop my decimal? Now I'm ready. 2 take away nothing is 2. 2 take away 5. Well, I can't do that. It's really easy to be like, yeah, that's 3. But no, 2 can't take away 5. It's 2 smaller than 5. So I need to borrow. Can I borrow from 0? Nope. Can I borrow from the 3? Yes. So I'll borrow from 3, making it 2. And now the 0 becomes a 10. And now I can borrow from 10, making it a 9. And now my 2 is 12. 12 take away 5 is 7. 9 take away 9 is 0. And 2 take away nothing is 2. So it's the standard algorithm for subtraction. We're borrowing when we need to, when that top number is smaller than the bottom number. And our final difference between these two numbers is 2 and 72 thousandths. So if you feel like that's good enough for you, you can pause this video and get to work. You're going to be working on this worksheet. If you want to see another example, hold on to your hats because this is going to be a doozy. Whoa! Just kidding. All right, let's go 14. And I don't know, 500ths, sure. 14 and 500ths. And then this bad boy is going to take away 7 eighths. All right, let's do this. So I'm going to rewrite them vertically over here. 14 and 500ths. Thanks for your patience, guys. I wish I could type a little bit or print these a little bit quicker, but it is a little bit tricky on computer. And again, decimals, that's the key. Line up your decimals first. To the left of this decimal is 7. It's in the ones place value. To the right of the decimal was an 8. It's in the tenths place value. Notice my place values are lined up perfectly. And that's thanks to lining up the decimals. Again, notice here that 500th is kind of hanging over top of nothing. If it helps you, put in a 0 placeholder. And before you start doing anything, Mr. Lewis, do not forget your decimal. No! Whoops, I guess I pressed too hard on my tracking pad. Oh, man. Ah, shoot. I'm sorry, guys. That's embarrassing. There we go. Sorry if there was a big noise there. The coffee pot was going really loud. All right. There we go. Erase that. Whoops. All right, drop your decimal. Try not to make a big mess this time. There's my decimal there. There's my decimal there. Okay. Yikes. Okay. Now let's get subtracting. 5 take away nothing, that's 5. Can 0 take away 8? It can't. Please don't write an 8 there because 0 is smaller than 8. We need to borrow. Making this 10. 10 take away 8 is 2. Can 3 take away 7? Nope. But we can borrow. Can 13 take away 7? Yes, it can, and the difference is 6. 0 is nothing, okay? So the difference between 14 and 500ths and 7 8/10ths is 6 and 25 hundredths. And there's our answer. All right, guys, I hope this was helpful. Good luck today adding and subtracting and multiplying decimals. Have a great Friday and have a great weekend, and I sincerely hope to see you guys on Monday. Bye for now.